This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so let me say this before I go forward. My channel is only for emotionally mature critical thinkers. This isn't a site, or I should say a channel, I should say. It is a site for you fuckers, but this is not a channel for fanboys, emotional maggots. I can't really use the word I want to use right there. I don't want you on there. It's just interesting to me that when Joe Biden was going through what we all clearly see was a monumental cover up by the media for the most part to hide his mental and physical decline, and we covered it. Some of you guys, you liked the fact that I was covering it, right? Because you assumed that I was a conservative Republican, which I kept telling you time and time again, I'm not. I don't root for either side. Now that I'm proving to you that I'm not a conservative Republican and that I keep it even and I keep 100 on both sides, now you in your feelings. Get the fuck off my channel and unsubscribe. I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not a Biden supporter. I told you that. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit more about this, man. Because there's some things that I'm seeing that are making me even more suspicious than ever before that the White House is hiding something from us. And I'm going to tell you something. The media right now is proving once again how they're corrupt and paid off, and they're not doing their job. They're not talking about this. The only people that I see really talking about this, and it's really sad, are people on social media. The mainstream media is totally ignoring this. As I said before in my other video, it's been 6 consecutive days now since Donald Trump has made a public appearance. Okay, now listen to what I have to say. It's been 6 consecutive days since President Trump has made a public appearance. That is extraordinarily unusual for a president in the modern age to go 6 consecutive days without any public appearances. Even on holidays or vacations, the president will here or there speak to the media. He's not. He hasn't for almost a week now. Especially this president, who loves to bloviate in front of cameras or in front of the media. Now, I know some people have pointed out this photo right here, right? Now, supposedly this photo comes from August 29th. And it's supposed to be a photo of him going to the golf course, right? He was headed to, I guess, his presidential vehicle and headed to the golf course, right? And then you saw this video supposedly of him playing golf. This is the problem. This is the problem with that. The video that came out of him playing golf that was circulating around social media has been proven to be from June. If you look at the background, the video appears to be from Florida because you see palm trees. So it doesn't fit. Also, this photograph of Trump from August 29th, which is the only evidence of him being anywhere in the past 6 days, the media was once again, the media, the press that took this photo, this is a zoom-in photo. The media were ordered to be a certain distance away from the president. They're nowhere near him. So why is it that they didn't want people to see him up close? And I'll get back to that in a second. I'll get back to that in a second as to why the White House didn't want the media to see him up close. Now, let's talk about these posts that people keep talking about, right? And I mentioned this. It's that, well, he's posting on True Social, right? And I said that what I think's going on, and I could be wrong. Like I said, if I'm totally wrong, hey, I'm wrong. Maybe he is taking a vacation. Maybe everything that we're seeing, we're misinterpreting, and I'll make a full apology. I'll take the heat. But when I'm looking at the writing on here, right, it doesn't look, this doesn't look like Donald Trump's writing, right? I've said that I thought that this were staffers or interns writing on his True Social to create the illusion that all is well with Donald Trump and his White House. It's very important that the drug companies, I mean, they're trying to, I think, copy him a little bit, but you can never totally copy a person, right? It is very important that the drug companies justify the success of their various COVID drugs. Various COVID drugs. Many people think they are a miracle that saves millions of lives. Others disagree. With CDC being ripped apart over this question, I want the answer and I want it now. I have been shown information from Pfizer and others. Look at the commas. Do we usually see Trump put that many commas? Now they're trying to uh, use the palette of words that he does with the big phrasing and all of that. But this just, first of all, this looks too wordy for him. It's too long. And I'm going to show you one thing that really pops out at me was this one. Look at the last sentence. Just some simple facts for people to ponder. When the fuck have you ever heard Trump say that? It doesn't sound like him. I don't know what it is. It's like sometimes I feel like I'm in like the Twilight Zone where I'm like I'm talking to people and they're not hearing what I'm saying. Well, he's posting. He has staff. And you know what I'm saying? This just doesn't sound like him at all. And the fact that the White House has no scheduled events, I think, all the way through the middle of this week. And I don't know if they're going to clear it even further than that. And if you look at those are closest to him, unless they've been posting within the last hour or so, those that are closest to him, uh, Dodd Jr., the vice president, Melania, they've all gone radio silent themselves the last couple of days. Then there's the report that Melania Trump was seen walking around with doctors at Walter Reed Medical Center. Now, that hasn't been substantiated, totally verified, but it's been reported by some people who were present at Walter Reed Medical Center that they've seen Melania Trump there yesterday. Right, now get back to this photo right here, right? This is something I'm starting to wonder, right? I'm starting to wonder if President Trump may have had a stroke. And the reason why I say that is because of certain telltale signs we've seen over the last couple of years, right? Have you noticed that sometimes when Trump is walking, he sometimes drags his leg when he's walking? He sort of has developed over the last couple of years like a tendency to drag his leg when he's walking. Another thing that I've noticed is that I think it was when he met Putin a couple of weeks ago. Not only was he started dragging his leg again, but he couldn't walk in a straight line. It was like he was kind of juddering around a little bit like a jitterbug. And often those sort of, shuffle gaits are sort of symptomatic of a person who has had a mild stroke. Now, I'm not saying he's had a big one, but he is symptomatic of that. And now some people might say, "Well, too, are you gonna act like you're a damn doctor? You're not a fucking doctor." No, I'm not. But I have taken care of family members that have had strokes. I listen to what doctors tell me. I listen to what medical aides tell me, and I remember it, and it stays ingrained in my brain. And I do a lot of research before I get on here and start talking. So I'm not a medical doctor, and I make that point abundantly clear. But I do know that there's something going on that they're not telling us. And I'm a person that likes to find out and like to seek the truth. And I don't give a fuck if it's Donald Trump. I don't give a fuck if it's Joe Biden. I don't give a fuck if it's Richard Nixon or Ronald Reagan or Jimmy Carter or Bill Clinton. I want the fucking truth. There's no fucking agendas on my channel. Now, if they want to clear all this up, right, make a public appearance and all of this shit will go away. That's all that has to be done. But when you look at the issues with the swollen ankles, when you look at his hands, and I think the excuse they tried to make about the bruising was, well, it's him shaking hands with people. But then if that's the case, why is the bruising on both hands? As I said before, the bruising is more consistent with someone who's using IVs. And I know now that from doing a little research that they can open up clots with IVs. So all I'm saying, I'm speculating. I could be 100% wrong, but there's something definitely going on right now with the Trump White House. And you can get pissed off when I'm saying, but I had to do this video because it's been a week now. Anyway, tell me what you guys think.